Seats, please. Ready? Play. Long 15.
This is certainly the way Tsonga likes to play. Sets up the big forehand, looks for opportunities to come forward. It's a hot start, isn't it? There's a terrific shot here from Tsonga, and look at the anticipation of Djokovic here. Todd Martin there, former US champion player, who's helping out Djokovic.
$30-15. 40-15. Djokovic. First game.
Todd Martin, who we saw just a moment ago, has been brought in to be an advisor to the Djokovic camp, and certainly to help him with transition to the front part of the court and encourage him and help him with his volleying. He's certainly been looking to do that more in his matches, Djokovic, and paid dividends in that first game. A couple of good moves to the net and a couple of pretty well placed and technically sound volleys.
Jo Wilfred Tsonga to serve.
He's a great crowd favourite, this man. Jeff talked about the head-to-head before the match. Of course, their biggest meeting was in the final here in 2008. That was their first meeting. And after that, Tsonga won the next 4 matches. And it was only that last match in Miami that Jeff was talking about that Djokovic has been able to break the string. So of the 6 matches, Djokovic has got the bookends.
The one thing working in Djokovic's favour here in this match is it is night time and things will just cool down and slow down a little bit. That will work more in his favour than Tsonga's.
30 all.
Slips there, Djokovic. He was a little lucky that he didn't roll the ankle. Watch his right foot here.
Tsonga changing called on the left baseline. Ball's good.
I think in his heart he knows it skidded off the line, Tsonga.
(30-40). Tsonga has 2 challenges remaining.
Straight away, the champion of 2008 makes an impression.
Djokovic leads by 2 games to none.
To, it must be said, muted applause from the crowd. They are well and truly on the side of the Frenchman here. But it is the 2008 champion who makes a big statement early on as the day begins to turn tonight in Melbourne. Just looks a little flat to me at the moment, Tsonga, Jeff.
Yes, he looks a little lethargic, as if perhaps the last 5-setter has taken a little bit out of him and he hasn't quite warmed up everything yet. Djokovic ruining this very poor drop shot. It was almost a lob.
Maybe time to put that one in the bag for a little while.
He does like to use the drop shot more than most players, Djokovic, but certainly going to need to be careful against Tsonga because he's a tall man. If he gets to the net, he's a quality volleyer and difficult to pass. So you better be sure the drop shot's going to be a winner if you're going to play it.
Well, it's been a pretty sloppy game from Novak Djokovic. And you can't afford to do those sort of things when you've made that bold statement early and got the break. But he's played 2 drop shots which have been easily put away and then a double fault. So, in fact, he's gifted Tsonga his 3 points in this game. 2 chances for the break back immediately. He's going to be kicking himself, Novak Djokovic. All of a sudden, we're back on serve again. One break of serve apiece in the opening set. Tsonga serving at 1-2.
Love 15.
Djokovic a lot more prepared to come forward to the net this year than has been the case in the past. Good to see.
All.
Good defence from Djokovic. There's a big forehand. He does well here, Djokovic, to keep it in play. And that's the key to beating Tsonga. You've got to make him play one more shot. He likes to finish the point quickly. If Djokovic can extend the rallies past 6 or 7 hits, he'll win the majority of them.
Yet again, another cheap point given away. He knows it.
Juice. Advantage Djokovic.
The minute he gets the ball over Tsonga's head, you know he's going to go for the between the legs shot. He just can't help himself.
Tsonga is challenging the call on the centre service line. The ball's called fault.
Part of the reason he might challenge is because of the reaction of the crowd straight away. And the other part of the reason is because he thought it was in as well, and he was right. 29 millimetres in, so clearly on the line. Goes down as an ace, his second of the match. Not much doubt about that one. And it was quick too, 2-11.
Advantage Tsonga.
A little rueful look to his supporters box from Novak Djokovic, who lets Jo Wilfred Tsonga off the hook again. Had him down break point. The Frenchman holds though. We're locked up at 2-all. Tsonga's quickest serve of the championship so far has been 217 kilometres an hour, so he's got one down there with the arm just warming up at 2:11. And that's exactly what Jeff Masters was talking about. That
there's none here at the moment.
Jo Wilfred just calling for some white towels. His propensity to want to finish the point very quickly. He loses patience a lot quicker than most.
$40-15.
And this time it's Tsonga's turn to come up with some unforced errors, enabling Djokovic to keep the lead. We're on serve. First set, 3-2.
To the finish of the first set.
Both men showing off their attributes there in a wonderful point. 24 strokes in the rally.
That was the shot that set it up. Should have won it here. Tsonga, he's played his opponent several times, knew where it was going, then it's back on even terms. And ultimately, Tsonga again just running out of patience, going for something extra. Just not quite moving the feet sharply enough, Tsonga. His previous 5-set match against Almagro was the first 5-setter Tsonga's ever played. And perhaps it's just jaded him a little. So that's just slow.
15-14.
Djokovic would probably be considering himself a little bit fortunate at the moment. He's hardly set the world on fire. He's made some fundamental errors along the way, but he's got the chance of really taking a step towards the first set here. 2 break points. That's well defended by the Frenchman.
Juice. Djokovic.
I think he's indicating there again, he finished up reaching for the ball marginally.
Third time lucky on the break points in that 6th game for Novak Djokovic.
Djokovic leads 4-2.
Now what he has to do is what he couldn't do in the 3rd game of the match, and that is to consolidate that break. He needs a really solid service game here. Too many wild errors coming off the racket of Jo Wilfred Tsonga. That's now 11 unforced errors. Djokovic has made 6. The feet are not moving the way he would want to. He looks fatigued. He looks sluggish. He looks in trouble early. And that won't help. Djokovic comes up with better than a solid service game. He comes up with a very good one, and he finds himself now just one game away from the first set. That's a bit more like the timing we've come to expect. Djokovic has a love game. Tsonga follows with one of his own. But the damage may have already been done. Djokovic now ready to serve for the match. Marian Vida is the coach of Novak Djokovic. Eric Winogradsky, the coach of Jo Wilfred Tsonga, as they were when these men were in the final a couple of years ago. I think I may have said serve for the match, serve for the set, of course.
Got a leading edge.
Fell safely in the outfield too. Just got to grit his teeth here, Djokovic. He knows he's got the first set at his mercy, really. Well, well. T-I-G-H-T.
And when you do get tight, and everybody gets tight, that's where some technical deficiencies really come to the fore. And certainly one of Djokovic's main issues, and probably the main issue, is his second serve. It's not particularly fluent. That's again very poor footwork from Tsonga. Almost fell as he hit that ball.
Djokovic Slowed the first serve down that time, slowed it all the way down to 157 just to get it in play, but it had enough on it to kick up and make it awkward for Tsonga.
Good defensive lob from Tsonga.
30-40.
Quite a good smash, but he's really decelerates here, Djokovic, on that forehand. He still had the initiative, and he just slows the racket head down. That's just a steer.
Well, one person in the crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, as a courtesy to the players, do not call out during serve or during play. Thank you.
Luckily, it didn't make too much difference to the man who was in his service motion. There's always one, though, isn't there? Yeah, and rightly so too.
Thank you.
That guy has spent a lot of money to see 8 games of tennis. And this time, Djokovic taking advantage of the fact that Tsonga's feet are not reacting the way they normally would. He sees off a break point and brings up a set point of his own.
Yes.
This is where, when you are a little tight, that you need to have the ability to try and get some free points on your serve. And Djokovic lost so much confidence on his second serve. The last 4 or 5 points, he's just been spinning in his first serve, starting the point effectively.
Just long. He's going to challenge. You could almost see what Djokovic was thinking there, Jeff. He was waiting for Tsonga to blink, and Tsonga wasn't going to blink.
No, in the end, Djokovic coming up with a drop shot, bringing Tsonga forward, effectively putting himself under pressure to come up with a winner. Is this a winner or not?
32 strokes in the rally.
Certainly not. Wow.
Flat out fitting the line in the picture.
Tsonga. Djokovic has 2 challenges remaining.
Second breakback point here for the Frenchman. mightn't be on top of his game, but he's back on serve. Djokovic couldn't put him away. It's 5-4 in the first set. Djokovic has the lead, but Tsonga on the rise. So one's gone missing, and Novak Djokovic goes missing in that 9th game. It might be costly.
Yes. Tsonga's approach wasn't good enough. Thus, he got a ball right at the shoelaces, which made the first volley difficult.
There's a certain pizzeria and pancake restaurant in Serbia that won't be doing a lot of business just at the moment. Well, it may be doing a heap of business, but it might be a little bit slow in getting the service because the family of Novak Djokovic run that restaurant.
40-15.
He's actually opened one of his own as well last year. Thought long and hard about the name of his own restaurant and called it Novak. Oh! A little luck, fortune favouring Jo Wilfred Tsonga, a dead net cord. And now all of a sudden there have got to be a lot more thoughts swimming around the head of Novak Djokovic.
Hasn't won any points. Well, no, that's probably not true. I think he's won 1 point as a result of a drop shot and the continuation of the point after the drop shot. So he's going to need to be mindful of it. Certainly there are some options because Tsonga does like to hang in the backhand corner. So therefore a short ball or a drop shot to the forehand can be effective, but you've got to be circumspect. Pick your time.
Well, this would be nothing short of remarkable if Tsonga was somehow able to extricate himself from what he's been through in this first set and take it.
Too slow getting into the net there, Djokovic. Coming in was the right idea, but he came in slowly with no conviction.
Pornogradski and the team on their feet.
15-30.
Well, this is good tennis from Tsonga. Patient, waiting for the short ball. Deep into the backhand corner. Positions himself beautifully at the net, and he is a quality volleyer. It's not the look of confidence, is it?
That point you've been making, Jeff, he looked as though he's reaching for that ball.
But if you're thinking of doing it again, please don't. Thank you.
What a massive point coming up here. Djokovic's stock's on the wane. You'll see the number of times he bounces this ball. He'll know the importance of this point. The more important, the more bounces.
Tsonga just admonishing himself because this drop shot again really not on. When you're on or just behind the baseline as Tsonga was, the ball's got too far to travel, giving the opponent so much time to cover the court and get there for the drop shot. Nice.
A bit of timing there from Novak Djokovic. There hasn't been a lot of it. Todd Martin looks impassive in the stands as his man takes a 6-5 lead in the first set. He'd dearly love plenty of first serves in here to get it to a tie-break.
Oh, wow. Gradsky there saying, come on, move. I mean, good smashing is really about just getting in the right position. And again, just the feet a little lazy. He was reaching for the ball again in the end. Ball's way too far in front of him.
You only have to hark back 24 hours ago to the quality of the match early between Murray and Nadal before it sadly finished prematurely. Bit of a difference here tonight. It's been a real scrap.
Cain, Tsonga.
We do arrive at that first set tie-break then. It comes after 54 minutes. The deadlock can't be broken. 2 breaks of serve apiece. Novak Djokovic has a very good tie-break record in percentage terms. He's won nearly twice the amount that he's lost. And as far as Tsonga is concerned, well, he has a positive record. But Djokovic is a very good tie-break player as a rule.
Well, I'm sticking my neck out here going for Tsonga. I think he's just got the running at the latter stages of this first set.
And that's a big point. Sets the tone early.
1-0, Tsonga.
It's a good get here from a big man. And defensively, it lands deep into the corner, and it's difficult to make all your own pace. And off the forehand side, that's when Djokovic will miss a few. He prefers the forehand with the ball coming onto him.
Straight out of the textbook.
Two, 0, Tsonga.
That's only twice he's served and volleyed, won both of them. Djokovic has not elected to use that tactic yet. Neither of them are learning their lesson with that.
Oh, it was a very brave choice. To his credit, he has the courage, but again, he's too deep on the baseline. He was right, in fact, right on the baseline to try that shot. It's just high risk at the best of times, let alone in a tiebreaker. That's the nature of the man, though. It's the nature of the temperament.
Back on serve in the breaker.
Two. Djokovic.
Well done there from Djokovic. He doesn't want to come forward, but he knows he's supposed to, and he had the courage to do so. Put the pressure on Tsonga. Made him miss. Well done.
No smiling from the Joker out there tonight.
Djokovic.
Well, Tsonga will be ruining that attempted drop shot he tried at 2 points to love up. Since then, 4 consecutive points the way of Djokovic.
Todd Martin liking the look of what he's seeing in this tie-break. It's been a roller coaster ride for him and everyone watching this match. Djokovic looking the more likely for most of the first set. Tsonga just refusing to go away, but now the big Frenchman's in trouble again. Ace number 7.
4-3, Djokovic.
1 hour ticks by and we're still no closer to resolution.
4-all. Five-4, Djokovic.
Gee, that's a terrific clutch volley from Tsonga. Full stretch to be able to angle the ball back across court and take pace off it. At that stage, wonderfully done.
Set point coming. Who's it going to be?
Tsonga.
Anyone who witnessed the match between Roger Federer and Nikolai Davydenko earlier today knows that things can change dramatically in tennis. But they certainly have here for the Frenchman. Set point.
Wanted to go after it. It was probably a little too deep. He's a little annoyed, I think, Tsonga, with perhaps some noise in the crowd just prior to the hit. It's an indication that both players are feeling the tension.
Djokovic.
Remember, Djokovic had a set point in the 9th game of this set and was unable to convert it. Tsonga just hanging in there at the end of the set. Second set point, though, for the Serbian here.
I'm not sure which one. It's very close. I don't know which mark it is from here.
Djokovic acknowledging it was a terrific pick-up from Tsonga. He made a good return, Djokovic. Tsonga as well got a little bit of good fortune, just clipping the tape.
Swings and roundabouts here. Now the Frenchman has his second set point.
That's about Djokovic's best serve under pressure for the evening.
Now a bit of positive energy from the big man. He's looked a bit flat throughout this first set at various times, but his graph is on the rise towards the end.
Read the passing shot here and had the agility to cut it off.
Up goes Winogradsky, the coach. Will he be standing again after this point? Tsonga, set point number 3. It takes 1 hour and 7 minutes to break the deadlock. Somehow, Jo Wilfred Tsonga takes the first set. Novak Djokovic will be kicking himself all the way to the sit-down chair. A long match already. Plenty more to come.
Love 15. Fifteen.
Interestingly, that point we were talking about during the first set with Djokovic, the percentage of points that he won on his first serve, it was very high early in the set. Tsonga finished up overtaking him in that category.
$40-15. Juice.
And that's his first transgression in the double faults category of the match.
Advantage, Tsonga.
Tsonga then able to do what he could not do until the very end of that first set. He was never in front in the game count during the first set. And that's a psychological advantage, Jeff Masters, for the Frenchman here.
Absolutely. This is going to be a test of Djokovic's self-confidence and self-belief right here. He knows he had the first set really in the bag and got a little tentative, and we wondered at the outset of this match whether the relatively easy run he'd had to this quarterfinal stage was going to indeed help him, and I suggest it didn't. When it got to the real crunch time, he wasn't really sure how he was playing because he'd had such a relatively easy path to this stage. Nice.
Fifteen love.
One way or the other, it's going to be a very cosmopolitan semi-final lineup here in Melbourne in 2010. Switzerland, Great Britain, Croatia already have representatives through. Will it be Serbia or France from here?
11 seconds.
All 8 countries, or all 8 quarterfinalists, Peter, coming from different countries. It just shows you just how far-reaching this sport has become. So many countries passionately involved now. When he's relaxed, Djokovic is capable of this sort of play. Technically, he's very sound on the backhand. Forehand, not quite so, but not bad, and can make shots easily.
Djokovic. One game.
And on that same point of the semi-finals, when we incorporate the women into that, haven't times changed in tennis remarkably when you consider that the only nation that has multiple players in the semi-finals at the Grand Slam is China.
Yeah, they've really worked hard at their tennis, initially focusing on women's tennis, and they've been rewarded. Just don't like the way that Djokovic regularly looks to his support box and communicates with them. I think it just means he's looking for more self-confidence, more support. And I think it projects
30 love.
that image to an opponent. Opponent's always looking to see what sort of psychological mindset is coming at the other end of the court.
40 love.
First service game of the second set for Jo Wilfred Tsonga was tough. The second one, as easy as you like. 2-1 to the Frenchman, second set after taking the first 7-6. New balls, 1-2.
First serve. Love 15.
Amazingly, Tsonga has now worked himself into positive territory in the winners to unforced errors ratio, 24 to 23. Djokovic, just 11 winners compared to 18 unforced errors.
$30-15. $40-15.
It's a good shot from Tsonga, but Djokovic has to get in there a little quicker. If you don't get inside the service line, you just can't cover enough of the court. You can't cut off the angles well enough.
Believe it or not, that is the first ace of the match for Novak Djokovic. Looking through his earlier rounds, he's been double figure aces a couple of times. So not making much impression in that category, but a good time to come up with one there. 2-all.
Love 15. 15-all.
Just going through a little concentration lapse at the moment, Tsonga. Unforced errors in the last couple of games, been far too high. Terrible approach, a lazy approach. Almost looked as if he was going to hit a drop shot, then changed his mind. It was short, up the middle of the court. Djokovic could have hit 4 different passing shots there.
Again, Djokovic looking to the side, looking for some sort of reassurance.
He's got to make a break here, Djokovic. This has been a poor game from Tsonga. Djokovic has to make him pay.
And make him pay, he does. And now it's the Frenchman's turn to get frustrated and angry. Djokovic, as he did in the first set, gets the first break of the set, 3-2. And he gives away another cheap point. And to be fair enough to say from what we've seen so far that whoever wins here is going to have to improve a fair bit to beat Roger Federer. But then again, by the same token, at this stage of his match, Federer looked like he was packing his bags before class told against Nikolai Davydenko. Well, that is that solid service game that he had to have. Polite applause from Todd Martin, who's even tall while he's sitting down.
He was a a very, very fine player, and Djokovic's camp saying, extolling his virtues, saying what a calm influence he's been with lots of good information.
Djokovic where he was in set 1, leading 4-2.
Love 15. Love 30.
Well, errors just raining from the racket of Tsonga at the moment.
Fifteen 30. Thirty. 40-30. Juice.
Well, big game this one. If Djokovic can break again, surely the set is his. So the second set, Tsonga just hanging by a thread.
Gee, that was a good pickup by the big man.
Advantage Tsonga.
He is 6 feet 2 inches tall. In fact, they're both the same height, but probably Tsonga looks the bigger of the two.
He's got more bulk, hasn't he?
Yep. Well, he scrapped himself out of trouble there. Even though he might be going through a little bit of a spot at the moment, he was good enough to come from love 30 down to hang on and win his serve. But Novak Djokovic, 79 kilos, so that difference, 11 kilos, probably around about 23 pounds or thereabouts. Doesn't always matter though. What do they say? The bigger they are.
Love 50.
Just sometimes totally loses the rhythm on that second serve. I mean, he hardly made contact there. Such was the lack of timing. 141 Ks, and it found almost the bottom of the net.
Love 30.
That ball was there to be hit, but when you feel confident about your ability at the net, you don't go for so much. You're prepared to hit this shot here. He needs to hit 2 meters from the line, come forward to the net, so he wins it with a 2-shot winning strategy. When you don't have confidence at the net, you try and hit it with a 1-shot outright winner, and you're forced to go for the lines more. He wants to hit a forehand here, Tsonga.
Love 40.
Didn't need to bother. 2 double faults in this game. Novak Djokovic in grave danger of doing exactly what he did twice in the first set, and that is relinquish the momentum and relinquish the advantage on the scoreboard.
Tsonga.
Well, that could only be described as sloppy. And he knows that if he keeps on doing things like that, he is going to pay a very heavy price.
This is a look at the service direction of Tsonga. Red dots being the ace, and the yellow the first serves, and there's a lot of variety, but particularly to the second court, he's going a lot down the centre to the forehand of Djokovic. It's been paying dividends.
$30-15.
It's almost worth a challenge. The 3 challenges in the bank.
They are big numbers from both players. That's double-figure aces for Tsonga.
40-30.
And it's been about the difference so far in this match. Both have made lots of unforced errors. But Tsonga, more aces, is getting that free point.
Let's listen. Tsonga.
Well, Jo Wilfred Tsonga has got to go to the chair here, knowing that his opponent is under attack from all sorts of mental demons at the moment. He's one game away from a 2-sets-to-love lead.
Oh, it's good, I think.
Yep. Tsonga's going to have a look.
On the right far sideline. Ball was called good.
And if it is in fact good as it was called, this is a screamer.
Tsonga has 2 challenges remaining.
Perhaps that might buoy his confidence a bit. Again, the second ball just spinning in with no pace. That was probably Tsonga's undoing, as it turns out. 144 kilometres an hour. An eminently more convincing service game.
Djokovic, 5 games all.
And as well as levelling up on the scoreboard, Jeff, that might do something for his confidence.
The first point of that game was huge, wasn't it? That running forehand that he pummeled cross-court. So both players needing a little surge of confidence at the moment. They're both pretty edgy.
Good judgment, as it turns out, but only just.
15.
A different dynamic among the fans in the stadium tonight as well, because whoever they're supporting, they've both had their turns in charge. They've both had their turns with the momentum, but they haven't lasted for long.
All things being equal, you just get the feeling that Tsonga's extra power on the first serve may just be the difference in this match. She's getting extra free points and setting points up with a more powerful serve. He tried to make this just too cute. He was there, just needed to hit the volley over. And tried to angle it too sharply.
It's getting contagious here. He didn't need to do this. This early in the point. that is his nature, as Jeff has said, but sometimes in this circumstance, being circumspect might pay more dividends. Look at the positive body language coming from both player and coach. And the mood of Djokovic was a contrast during that game. 6-5 to the Frenchman.
Well, he was in a better part of the court there, Djokovic, to hit that drop shot, and was able to really have Tsonga at full stretch and a very well-weighted lob.
Look at that. Head straight down again.
Well, if you're Tsonga, you've got to remind yourself, if and when Djokovic comes in, make him play a volley, particularly when it's tight. That was a very poor attempt. Would not instill much confidence in your own ability.
It will be a tie-break then for the second successive set. It was 10-8 in the first set tie-break. I'll defer to my colleague here, the learned gentleman, Jeff Nostradamus Masters, who predicted that Jo Wilfred Tsonga would take out the first set tie-break. Fearless prediction here, Jeffrey?
I'm going to go the same way. I think his body language and ability to get extra free points on serve may be the difference. Oh, can I take that back?
Too late.
Oh, that's just a gift.
Djokovic.
Extraordinary miss.
And that's what Djokovic did in the first set tie-break. He dropped his first point on serve.
Djokovic. 3-0, Djokovic.
Eric Winogradsky. Oh. There's the flair that we've come to expect from the big man.
3-1, Djokovic.
Well, it's high-risk stuff, this from Tsonga, and if you're Djokovic, let him have that.
An example of those free points that Jeff Masters was talking about. Not an ace, but as good as one. Tsonga does what he had to do. The ratio of aces to double faults, Tsonga is +8 and Djokovic is -4. So there's 3 games right there. So the tie-break goes back on serve. Djokovic ready to blow.
Well, this next point just may be a bridge too far for Djokovic. He's had a 3-love lead. He sees it ebbing away. His attitude is anything but positive. He needs something to go right here pretty soon.
What about the difference in the players' boxes, the reactions? Sums up what's going on out there on the court. This won't be quick. And it won't be accurate either, and you could nearly feel it coming.
4-3, Tsonga.
All of a sudden, the Frenchman again, well and truly with the upper hand. It's only 1 point, but that's all it needs to be in a breaker. Unplayable, 189. It was getting further away from him the further down the court it got. 2 must points here for the Serbian.
Oh, fabulous. That could turn it around.
Finally, his supporters have got something to cheer about. A moment of brilliance from Novak Djokovic.
And if Tsonga was guilty of anything, it was he didn't close in enough after that very good angle volley. No. Goodness me.
That's got to be a brain cramp, surely.
It's the roller coaster ride you have when you're with Jo Wilfred. Drop shot from the baseline at 5-all in the tiebreaker. Oh, and he missed that volley on top of the net the first point. Then other than that, he's played some good stuff. It's a box of chocolates.
Well, it was dueling set points at the end of the first set in the tiebreak. Djokovic has the first of them here.
So Tsonga's challenging the call on the left service line. The ball's called fault.
First reaction was that the call seemed to be accurate.
Seconds. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, goodness. Now it's going to be Tsonga's turn to kick himself to the chair. How did Novak Djokovic get out of that? He completely lost his momentum and somehow he wins the set and the match is level. We've been playing 2 hours and 4 minutes. It's been confusing. That's not bad wheels for a big man.
Yes, that's terrific. And one thing Tsonga will know, that if he makes Djokovic play a volley, they'll almost always be drop volleys or angle volleys. He's not confident about really punishing a volley. So Tsonga was off in advance and consequently made the winner.
Djokovic has avoided the possibility of having to come from 2 sets to love down. He's done it once in his career, but that was 5 years ago. So he wouldn't have been banking on that. That's how vital that second set tiebreak was.
$30-15. 40-15.
Encouraging signs for the Serbian at the start of the third set.
First game, third set. Fifteen.
Nicely structured point from Djokovic here. Just enough on the first volley that he was able to cover the second.
Juice. Advantage, Djokovic.
Djokovic starting to look a little more comfortable from the back of the court. He's more consistent, more fluent, and as a result, fewer errors.
Break point number 2
Juice.
Djokovic has been the man who's created the more break points in the match. He's now had 9, converted 3. Tsonga's only had 4, but he's converted 3 as well.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Oh, the anguish, the pain.
Juice.
This would be a significant hold if Tsonga was able to come up with it after giving Djokovic, well, that's not fair, after Djokovic earned 3 opportunities to have a crack at it.
Juice.
So it might be only the second game of the 3rd set, but it is assuming massive proportions here. Djokovic just turns away and says, yep, that'll be right.
Now this has become a very, very important game. Just feel like Djokovic is starting to calm down now and relax a little bit more. Starting to play a little better.
Deuce number 5.
Advantage, Tsonga. Game, Tsonga.
That is a big hold. 3 break points down. Djokovic with the chance of going 2-love at the start of the set. Massive difference there to be at 1-all. Jeff, we were just doing our sums. John Blom called for new balls there in the second game of the 3rd set. Now, that would not normally be the number of games that we'd associate with new balls. What's the reason behind that?
Well, the new balls would have become due at the beginning of the tiebreaker. They don't take them at the beginning of a tiebreaker. And therefore, to get the service rotation right, they needed to play 2 more games afterwards. Nice.
15 love.
Well, that's what he's been working on, Djokovic. This sort of play, transition to the net, and that's a good volley. That'll give him a little more confidence. Oh, yes.
He's starting to again look like a man who's been in the top 3 players in the world for the past 3 years. On serve, Djokovic 2-1, third set, 1 set apiece. Jo Wilfred Tsonga now with the pressure of catching up score-wise in this third set.
Fabulous shot. Got to hit plenty of lobs against someone who comes to the net regularly. You could see Tsonga was really leaning forward there, wanting to cut off the pass. That'll make him think next time.
It's been that sort of a match. You look away for a moment, and all of a sudden, there's a complete transformation in the momentum.
Good return. He's looking a lot better now, Djokovic. A lot better.
Djokovic holds to love and then breaks to love. He's on a streak here. And his support box, I've got to tell you, they're about the only people cheering in this stadium. Just about everyone seems to be on the side of Jo Wilfred Tsonga, but they've been silenced here because Djokovic is starting to sniff it again. And Jeff, if Djokovic is on an upward curve, the exact opposite could be said for the man at the other end. He's starting to spray them again.
Yeah, that's good, yes. Tsonga's in some trouble here now.
30.
Djokovic playing with more confidence, more freedom. And if Tsonga was, as we thought, a little tired at the beginning of the match, he's starting to show those signs of fatigue again. The footwork, bit average.
Okay,
and that's a poor miss. Shanked it almost. That's just feet not in position.
Djokovic has now won his past dozen points on his serve. And remarkably, he is in complete command all of a sudden. 4-1, third set. It's been Federer and Nadal swapping number one spots. Djokovic at 3. And now he's starting to play like it.
Oh, yeah, I like this play now from Djokovic. Starting to implement all those things he's been working on. Very good approach shot here.
Well, that's now 14 of the last 15 points.
This is the ground stroking prowess we knew that Djokovic had.
Djokovic is challenging the ball on the left face. Ball was called good.
As it turns out, this is an interesting challenge because Tsonga wasn't aware of it and he netted the easy forehand. And I think that's what Djokovic is saying to himself.
Djokovic has 2 challenges remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, please try to be quiet during the play. Thank you.
Watch the towel. Yeah.
Jannik Sinner. Cheers.
"27 points to 14 so far in this third set. Bit of bling failure.
Thank you. Advantage, Djokovic.
There's a bit of anger in that. A bit of frustration with the way things have gone in the third set.
Cheers.
Well, he just needs to hang mentally tough here, Djokovic. He's playing much better this set. He has Tsonga's measure at the moment. Tsonga playing right on the limit at the moment, almost over the limit. That's too good.
Advantage, Djokovic.
That was the shot that we saw so much of in 2008 on the way to the championship.
Yeah, when I say Tsonga's playing on the limit, he knows that Djokovic has raised his level. Tsonga's trying to go with him. In so doing, he's taking more risks.
Not officially yet, but surely that's it for the third set. The double break.
Djokovic leads 5 games to 1.
And he's starting to look a little bit like a broken man, Jo Wilfred Tsonga.
Yes. At this stage, you need to feel that you're full of running, full of energy, and believe that you can come back from a potential 2-1 deficit. Look at that difference now from Djokovic. He looks like, I've got this, man, whereas before it was just nothing more than self-doubt and please help me.
Too little too late, unfortunately, for the Frenchman by the look of things.
Let's listen. 15 all.
He's just throwing caution to the wind at the moment, Tsonga, and he may as well. If it comes off, great. If it doesn't, well, he goes into a 4th set.
Djokovic has made 3 unforced errors in this 3rd set. He's going to challenge.
Challenging the call on the service line. The ball's got good.
Certainly pushing it. And that's the sort of thing that happens when all of a sudden you're on a roll. Touches the back of the line.
15. Tsonga has 2 challenges remaining. So Djokovic is challenging the call on the baseline. The ball's called out.
Well, is his luck going to hold? It looked in all the way. The official just raising the left arm at the last moment, but he's missed that one.
30 all. Djokovic has 1 challenge remaining. Seconds.
That has been a miraculous transformation from Novak Djokovic. He is in complete control of this match now, leading by 2 sets to 1 after 2 hours and 41 minutes.
As you said, Peter, totally in control now. 34 points to 17 in that particular set. And Djokovic, 11 winners to 3 unforced errors. And Tsonga, he's still going the wrong way in that regard. And a complete turnaround in the mindset and the freedom of movement and relaxation in the arm of Djokovic in that set. He was all that we expected a world number 3 to be, and then some, and looked very much the better player. Was prepared to come forward at the right moment as well and build on that aspect of his game on which he's been working. Some of his ground strokes were really quite breathtaking. Tsonga had only a few moments of brilliance. In the main, it was Djokovic. That was an example of exactly where he is with his game in this 3rd set. Drop shots, top spin lobs, raking ground strokes with pace and depth. And we wondered at the beginning of the match whether he'd had tough enough matches to get to this point, and I think it worked against him initially, but if he is to get through this match, this tough match that he's experienced here against Tsonga may just bring him to a level in the semi-finals that he may need to be. Certainly the way he's played in this 3rd set was infinitely better.
A little time for a bathroom break and perhaps a little time for contemplation for Jo Wilfred Tsonga. Well, Serbian fans had little to cheer about early in this match. They were completely outnumbered by the French fans and the impartials who were on the side of Jo Wilfred Tsonga, the entertainer. This man is an entertainer in his own right with some of the impressions and the comical things that he does. He's been all business tonight, but the business just wasn't working for him early. And he knows now that he is in complete and utter command. Can't afford to let it slip here. And he also knows that he's really dodged a bullet if he gets through here, I think, Jeff. The other thing that he knows is he's going to have to lift to beat Federer from what we've seen tonight.
Yes, he needs another good fourth set here to potentially go into that match with Federer feeling that he's playing well. At the moment, he'd be, as you said, realising he's probably dodged a bullet. He'd lost the first set having had a lead. He was in the tiebreaker and behind the count in the second set tiebreaker and turned it around with one magnificent running short response from an angled drop volley from Tsonga that really turned the momentum around. And seemingly once he'd won that second set, he relaxed a little bit more, and we showed just how devastating he can be from the back of the court. Still not sure about the serve at the moment. I think he's going to have to serve better if he's to get through this match and compete well against Federer. He's still in the negative in that department as far as aces to double faults. 1 ace, 6 double faults. Tsonga, by comparison, 12 aces and just 2 double faults. So if you can't get the free points frequently at this level, you probably are going to struggle to beat the very best.
He just seems to be getting stronger as the match is going on, Novak Djokovic, but that first serve percentage that Jeff was alluding to has been dropping all the way through the match. 77% in the first set, 69% the second, 53% in that third set, which probably even further emphasises how far off the boil Tsonga was when Djokovic can serve at 53% and still win the set 6-1. Well, he's not going to get any fresher, you wouldn't think, Jo Wilfred Tsonga, after that epic 5-setter against Nicolas Almagro, a match of great quality a couple of days ago. It's going to take something special to turn this around.
Well, he's now got confidence, Djokovic, then when the ball's a little bit short, to believe in himself to go up and go for the winner.
15.
Now, Djokovic feeling his stomach muscles here. I don't know whether he's tweaked something. And if Tsonga gets a look at this, all of a sudden, his spirits might be buoyed. Djokovic moving very gingerly to the chair there. He has been susceptible to afflictions throughout his matches. Of course, he retired in the quarterfinal last year on a very hot day. He's not moving all that well down to this end of the court, Jeff.
No, that's I don't know where that could have come from, because normally your stomach muscles are under stress when serving, and the only time it became apparent to us was the last game when he was receiving.
And again, he clutches at his stomach.
Well,
15 all.
it's bizarre because it's not at a part of his stomach that would be stressed when serving. It doesn't seem to be worrying when serving. It's his left hand here. He's going almost to the middle of his stomach, as if maybe he's got a stomach upset. I'm not sure.
Fifteen, 30.
Great stuff.
He's in trouble, though.
They're suggesting to him if he's got a stomach upset, he needs to get it out, and I'd agree with that.
30 all.
Terrific point. You can see Tsonga very close to the net.
He's just moving around the court in slow motion now. He's taking very deep breaths. It clearly seems as though it's not feeling well rather than a strain, or so it appears. Well, are we seeing another thing that is going to cause a change in the momentum of this match. One more twist and turn now. Djokovic goes to the chair here to John Blom. He's calling for attention. Tsonga doesn't know it yet. Tsonga turns around now. And Djokovic saying, I think he's saying, I have to get off the court. It's probably better for all concerned that he does get off the court, because if he's feeling nauseous, that's the last thing we need. Now let's have a listen in.
What is it? He's just gone off court for a second. Just wait. It's like a medical. What is it? Just wait here. He's taking a medical because he's feeling unwell, so he needs to throw up. Yes.
I can't know what is it.
It's just a medical timeout, so he has a medical problem.
Yeah, but why is it?
Well, I think John Blom's probably explained as much as he can, and we did hear the word that basically he's going to throw up, and that's what his box was telling him to do, to get rid of it, to basically purge himself here.
Well, as you mentioned, another twist. Just when Djokovic looked as if he was going swimmingly. He finished that third set in an emphatic fashion, looked fine. Then first game of the fourth set was the first indication we had that there was something amiss.
Jeff, have you ever been through a similar circumstance where you've become unwell during the match? And if so, are you able to recover simply by ridding yourself of the problem?
Well, no, I haven't, but certainly I can relate to how he's feeling. I guess we've all felt that from time to time, and the best thing is if you've got an upset to try and, as you said, purge it. So perhaps he's been able to do so, but I can't imagine where that would come from unless he was taking in something, fluids that were off or that's had an adverse reaction. Quite bizarre.
Time. Tsonga. Thank you. 15.
It's been a bizarre match in lots of ways. One where you just can't get a handle on what's going to happen next.
Well, one thing's for sure, it's given Jo Wilfred Tsonga an emotional lift.
Well, in his heart of hearts, the great competitor that he is, at the end of that third set, he must be thinking to himself, well, I'm just about gone here. It might take a little while for the effect of the bathroom visit to take effect on Novak Djokovic. What a terrific point.
Good scramble from Tsonga to stay in the point. Now he's back on level terms. And Jo just didn't want to run anymore. Tried to finish the point from a pretty difficult part of the court.
Cain, Tsonga.
This set's been going for 20 minutes. He was just about out of the contest at the end of the third or so, it appeared. And now Tsonga leads 3-love in the fourth. What's going to happen next? Love 3.
Love 15.
Not sure even the crowd who are on the side of Jo Wilfred Tsonga can believe what's going on here.
Love 40.
Extraordinary. Tsonga with 3 points for a double break to lead 4-love.
Fifteen, 40.
He was just trying to finish the point quickly. So just as the third set was put to bed very quickly, it seems the same with set 4, but the other way. Why me, says Novak.
Thank you. Fifteen love. Correction, position. Replay the points.
And quite often in that circumstance, the player on the baseline might throw in a challenge. Djokovic at the moment in a world of his own.
30 love.
$15 aces to 1. 20 points to 7 in this fourth set. There's part of the reason why.
Tsonga.
Everyone, including that man, is shell-shocked. Jo Wilfred Tsonga is within a game of taking us to a fifth set. He's probably not thinking about it at the moment, but he'd love to hold serve here and make Tsonga serve it out so that Djokovic can serve first in the fifth set.
Djokovic.
He's on the board in this fourth set, but that's about all you can say.
Tsonga leads 5-1.
It is just at the moment forestalling the inevitable, or so it would appear.
Love 15.
Remember, Tsonga had never been to 5 sets in his career before the round of 16 match against Nicolas Almagro. Now he's facing back-to-back. All of a sudden, Djokovic has started moving again.
It's an interesting dynamic as well for Tsonga at the moment. He's probably wondering what's going on. He's out of the third set. He's wondering what's going to happen in the fourth. His opponent's gifted him a few games. And now he seems as if he's back.
This match is getting stranger by the minute. One break back for Novak Djokovic, but he's still in deep, deep trouble. Still got a lot of work to do to stop this going to 5 sets. But the way this match has been from the outset, you wouldn't bet against that happening. Well, all of a sudden, he's held his past 2 service games to love. Now there's only 1 break of serve in it. It looks like whatever is afflicting him, or might have passed. The legs are moving now. The shots are beginning to flow again. Tsonga needs to be very careful. He's challenging straight away.
Djokovic is challenging a call on the right near sideline. The ball scores good.
Loses the point, of course, if the ball is good.
Well, it must be very close. I thought it was close. It's right in front of umpire Blom. That's it. It's good.
That's the sign of someone who perhaps is not quite still thinking all that clearly. That serve at 207 kilometres an hour, his 16th ace of the match, brings up 2 set points. And one of the strangest matches at the Australian Open 2010 is going into a 5th and deciding set. What will happen next? No one can predict after what we've seen so far. Burning the midnight oil again in Melbourne.
It's his go-to play, Tsonga, deep to the backhand corner, then volley short to the forehand corner.
15 all.
Well, let's see. Hope we see a fifth set just like the first 2 points. Two terrific points. Both players look as if they're back feeling fit.
Cinderella would have missed a lot of tennis if she had been in Melbourne this fortnight. Djokovic, by the way, has been to 5 sets 11 times previously. He's got a very good record. He's won 8 of them. A major psychological blow this would be for the Frenchman right at the start of this 5th and deciding set. Allez, Tsonga, they say.
First game, final set.
Well, another couple of looks at his own player box from Djokovic there. It's a repeat of what he was going through in the first couple of sets. Then he got out of it and was full of self-confidence. And there, what a difference in body language. And as you said, Peter, maybe a psychological blow. He just has to lift here, Djokovic. He's got to really work hard at getting himself motivated, the adrenaline up.
You wouldn't give him much hope of doing that the way he's looking at the moment, but we've seen tonight anything's possible.
30-15.
Missed it.
30.
High risk again though from behind the baseline. Tsonga had time to get there and play an aggressive shot.
All of a sudden, that frustration that was so evident in the motions of Djokovic early in this match is starting to become evident once again.
Juice.
Winogradsky and the team will have very good quad muscles after this match tonight. They have been up and down like an elevator.
Game, Tsonga.
The Frenchman cements the break.
We could see after the last
Tsonga
point
leads by 2 games
when
to
Tsonga
none.
won it, he gave himself some positive affirmation, and that's just been lacking from Djokovic. And that's what you've got to work at. You've got to find a way of getting yourself in the emotional state that's required. Because if you're emotionally flat, your game's going to be flat.
Mr. Djokovic is challenging the call on the left baseline. Ball's called out.
Even the way he challenged there seemed to be a bit of a sense of desperation about it. Did it clip the back of the line? Not quite.
Love 50.
18 millimetres out.
Challenges remaining. Love 30.
Surely a double break would put this thing to bed.
15-13.
Well, this is a terrific point from Djokovic, and he needs to give himself a little bit of a lift to come on, or anything that he can feel comfortable with that's a positive affirmation of a job well done. And it was a good point. Nothing from him, though. Nothing at all. Good.
But again, no reaction.
30.
Maybe he hasn't got the energy to react. Massive point coming up here for Djokovic. And he double faults on another big point. That's 8. Might be a very unlucky number.
It was close.
He was going to, and then decided against it. Got the thumbs down from his support box, clearly long. Another long rally, 18 strokes in it. If you're not feeling good, that's only going to make you feel worse, and he might feel a whole lot worse after this point. Could there possibly be any way back from 2 breaks?
Oh, both players now guilty of going for too many drop volleys, half volley drop shots, etc. The other player is expecting it and covering it easily.
Well, it's got to be an ace, and it will be. And Tsonga says, well, I may as well have a look at it. I think he's trying to tell John Blom that he was going to challenge, but maybe he won't bother about it now. By the way, that was just ace number 2 for the match from Djokovic. So he avoids the double break. but it's still a big mountain to climb. New balls coming for Tsonga, who will serve at 2-1 in the 5th.
Tsonga leads by 2 games to 1.
Got the break, he's got new balls, and he's serving at 2-1.
Love 15.
It's a good point from Djokovic. Covered a lot of territory, got the ball down low, made it difficult. Oh, yes. Well, finally, a little bit of positive affirmation.
Did Tsonga have a play on it? He let it go.
Three terrific points. Look at the court that Djokovic is covering.
Djokovic is challenging the equal on the right baseline. The ball is called out. Djokovic has one challenge remaining. Thank you.
And he might have one chance remaining here. This might be the best time to get the break back early enough to do something about it.
14.
Got to lay the racket on the ball though. Tsonga comes up with a fizzer. 17 aces for the match, 214, just 1 kilometre an hour shy of his quickest all night. That is good timing. Tsonga down love 30, stands up when it was needed.
Tsonga leads by 3 games to 1.
Oh, this is as good a game as we've had in the match. Terrific play by both fellows. Excellent defense from Djokovic. Tsonga at the end, elevating with some big serves.
Love 15.
Deep, deep trouble now for the number 3 seed. This has got to just about do him in, you would think.
Love 40.
That rueful shake of the head has been on display a lot tonight. He's been as mystified as we have sometimes. Three break points for a 4-1 lead for the Frenchman. Once more, it's a double fault on a big point, not for the first time tonight. That has got to be just about it. Tsonga 4-1, final set.
Oh, wow.
Look at him. They love it. He loves it. And if there was any thought about Djokovic coming back, he wanted to send him a message there. Just brilliant.
Thank you. $13.50.
$19 aces to 2 for the match. 2 double faults to Tsonga, 9 to Djokovic, some at extremely big moments. One game away now from the semi-finals, the Frenchman.
Tsonga leads 5-1.
The first 2 sets tie breaks. Both players had opportunities. It didn't reach any great heights, but it was ebbing and flowing. And then all of a sudden, Djokovic turned the momentum of the match on its head in the 3rd set and appeared completely in command. Oh, how things have changed.
Well, that's just a ridiculous choice.
Love 15.
Should have been a high, aggressive drive volley.
$15. $15-30. 30 all.
It's a tribute to the fighting qualities of this man that he's been able to put himself into this position. Perhaps against an ailing opponent, yes, but he's gone back-to-back 5-set matches for the first time in his career. Jo Wilfred Tsonga is in the last 4 in Melbourne for the second time in his career. A bit of revenge after the 2008 final. Watch for the celebration. Here it comes. Three hours and 52 minutes. 7-6, 6-7, 1-6, 6-3, 6-1. Novak Djokovic, the number 3 player in the world, not feeling well, no doubt, from that result, as well as the illness that is ailing him. At least he's going to sign an autograph on the way off the court. But Jeff Masters, that is one of the strangest matches you could ever wish to see.